Dan, what's going on? Where are you? I'm going into labor right now. The baby's gonna be born any second. The contractions are getting closer and closer. The doctor said they're gonna move me into the delivery room. So I need you to get back here as soon as possible. Seriously, where did you run off to all of a sudden? You said you were going to the bathroom, but that was 2 hours ago.
So it sounds like everything's going smoothly over there. Thanks for telling me, that's good to know.
What? Good to know? That wasn't just a little tidbit of information for you. I need you over here now.
Sorry, Mary, but I'm not coming back. I don't really want to go at all, so I'm gonna pass on this one. Good luck, though.
Dan, what on earth are you saying? You don't want to come? This is your child, Dan. I want you to be here when she's born.
Oh, trust me, I know that she's got my blood running through her veins and all, but I don't know, I just don't really feel like it's gonna work out between us. The whole husband and father thing seems way too heavy for me. I'm not interested.
I have no idea what's gotten into you, Dan. You always seem to be so happy to be having a child together. What happened to that? Look, I know you're nervous. I can understand that. I'm nervous about becoming a mom, too. But just come back to the delivery room for now, okay? We can talk things out later.
I'm trying to tell you, babe, that is not going to happen. There's no turning back for me now. Thanks for the good times, Mary. We sure had a lot of them, huh? I don't think I'll ever see you again, but just know that I'll be cheering you on. I hope you and the kid are the happiest two people on the face of the planet. Goodbye.
Dan, where are you going? Dan, please, answer me. Dan, answer your phone. What is going on? Why are you doing this to me?
Hey, Mary, what's your schedule looking like for today? Are you going to be home late?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will be. I've got a meeting this afternoon and there's a lot to go over.
Gotcha. Not a problem. I'll go ahead and pick up Ashley then.
Thank you so much for everything, Cole. You really are a lifesaver. And I know that there's no one Ashley would rather have in her life than you. I just wish that we didn't have to be such a burden on you. You do so much for us.
Nah, you don't need to feel bad about anything, Mary. We're in a mutually beneficial relationship, I'd say. You help me out with my problems, I help you out with yours.
Yeah, but I feel like I have a lot more problems that I need help with than you do, and my problems are all more serious. 5 years ago, when Ashley was born, I decided that I would raise her by myself as a single mother. But there aren't very many companies out there willing to hire a single mother like me. They'd have to hire me under the assumption that I'd be taking off a lot of time to take care of my daughter. And my last job was working as a flight attendant, but I quit that once I became pregnant with my daughter. The only reason I was able to get by was because you were willing to hire me at your company, Cole.
I'm telling you, Mary, we were glad to have you. We had been looking for a multilingual staff member for a long time when you came along. But we were a brand new startup back then, and barely anyone had ever even heard of us. The few people that did apply to us had language skills that were basically the level of, I cleared level 5 on a free language learning app. You coming along was a massive blessing to our business. Things have been getting better and better ever since you started working. So trust me when I tell you, Mary, you have been very helpful to me.
It makes me really happy to know I'm so appreciated.
If I ever stop appreciating you, feel free to punch me in the face, all right? But seriously, I'm here for you. Whenever you need something, you know who to call. And another thing, don't keep anything bottled up inside you either. If you got something to say, say it.
Yeah, this might sound kind of cliche, but being honest really is important, isn't it? Even if it's someone you trust completely, it can be hard to speak openly sometimes.
For sure, for sure. So yeah, if you ever got a problem or someone's bugging you, don't hold back, let me know.
You'll be the first person I call.
Glad to hear it. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work now. I'll see you later on.
See you later, Cole.
Mary, how's it going, baby? You been taking care of yourself? Man, let me tell you what, I am really glad you never changed your phone number.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Excuse me? Okay, if this is some kind of a joke, it is not funny. It's me, you dork, Dan, your husband.
Dan? I don't believe this. 5 years ago, you suddenly vanished into thin air, and I haven't heard a word from you since.
Yeah, I don't blame you for being shocked. It must have been rough for you since I left. Plus, didn't I ditch you while you were going into labor? That was a real jerky thing to do, huh? Actually, I was kind of wanting to apologize to you about that. Do you think we could meet up somewhere for dinner tonight?
Rough? Rough? Rough does not even begin to describe the kind of trouble you put me through, Dan. And now you just want to stroll right back into town and come have dinner with me just like good old times? Not a chance. Get lost.
Hey, come on, don't be that way, Mary. I know, I was a bit of a jerk for abandoning you. I feel bad for doing that. I think I deserve a chance to give you my side of the story, though. And another thing, I've been doing a lot of thinking these last 5 years, and I've finally decided that I'm ready to be a father now. I want to do it all. I want to be your husband again. I want to live together and raise our, son? Daughter? I forget which it was, but I want to meet them, too. I bet that little tyke's gonna be super happy to finally meet me.
I have never met anyone as selfish as you in my entire life. There are a lot of things that I would love to say to you right now, but I'll leave it at this. The answer is no. You and I will never be together again.
Okay, really, Mary? Let's be honest here. You're being pretty childish about the whole thing. I mean, I've only been gone for 5 years, right? But we're gonna be together for the next 50 years at least. So what if I was gone for 1/10 of our life together?
I guess it's not going to get through to you unless I give it to you straight, so here it is. My daughter already has a father. She doesn't need you.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Yeah, she has a father. It's me. I'm her father.
No, Dan, you aren't her father. Not anymore. I've married someone else, and we're living together now.
What? No way, nuh-uh, back up. I did not consent to any divorce. I sure as hell didn't sign any divorce papers. You can't just divorce me and marry some other guy without my permission.
Actually, I can. You were gone without contact for so long that the courts allowed me to divorce you in absentia. I went through all the mandatory procedures and genuinely tried my best to find you, but no one I talked to knew where you were. I even put in a missing person report with the police, but again, they didn't come up with anything. I didn't even know I could divorce you without you present at first, but when I talked to my lawyer, he told me about the absentee divorce process. He took care of everything for me. We went to court and they sided with me. And really now, what did you expect me to do? There is no reason, no legitimate justification for you to abandon your wife and daughter for 5 years. None. I'm not a saint, Dan. You can't expect me to wait around forever for you to show up on my doorstep.
Okay, that's all fine, but I'm back now, so your stupid dementia divorce isn't valid anymore.
It's divorce in absentia, Dan. And once again, I am already married to someone else. This state doesn't recognize polygamy, so I'm afraid you're out of luck. So we're done here, right? You get that it's over between us? I have a new husband, a new home, and a new life. I am finally, after so long, starting to find happiness again, and I will not allow you to get in my way.
Hold it right there, Mary. This isn't fair. You haven't even tried to look at things from my point of view. I have a totally legitimate explanation for why I was gone for so long, and you're not letting me say my piece. And most of all, we were married. I was your husband, and you had no idea where I was for 5 years. Aren't you, relieved to know that I'm safe and sound? At the very least, I don't think it would kill you to meet up with me and just talk for a little bit.
I will admit that when you first texted me just now, I didn't really know whether I should be relieved, furious, sad, or what. But after seeing how casual you're acting about what you did, I know for sure. You don't feel one drop of remorse for what you did, and you don't understand or care how much you hurt me. So no, I won't be meeting up with you tonight or any other night. I've got better things to do than spend time with people who don't care about me.
I am not being casual. Well, okay, maybe I'm talking casually, but what's wrong with trying to lighten the mood a little bit?
Lightening the mood is something you do at parties, not when you should be apologizing profusely. Which, if you had done that, maybe I'd agree to at least talk to you. I don't know what happened to you, but you're not the Dan that I married. You've changed, and I want nothing to do with the person that you've become.
Mary, please hear me out! Hey man, thanks a million for taking the time to talk to me today. I really appreciate it. Don't mention it. I couldn't just leave you out in front of my office, pacing back and forth. I thought you might have been lost or in trouble, so imagine my shock when I learned that you're an old acquaintance of Mary's. Nah, it's like I told you, I'm way more than an acquaintance. I'm her husband. I was trying to tell her that I had a very good reason to disappear 5 years ago, but she just wouldn't listen. I don't know what to do with that woman, but it does make me feel better to see how well she's doing. She found a good boss anyway. She sure was lucky that a nice guy like you picked her up off the street, huh? On the contrary, I'm the lucky one. If not for Mary, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. And since you played a part in her and I meeting, I suppose I should be thanking you for that. There's something that's been bothering me for a while. You seem like you're really friendly with Mary, like friendlier than someone should be with their boss. I won't deny that our relationship is somewhat closer than a simple business relationship. Is there some problem with that? Well, yeah, seeing as though I'm her husband. Plus, what gets me even more worried is that she's been telling me some stupid story about being remarried. I see. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with how friendly we are with each other. I'm close with Mary's daughter, too. She even calls me her dad. She does? That's really weird. Say, Dan, would you mind if I told you what's been bothering me for a while? I'd appreciate it if you would stop calling Mary your wife. Because she isn't your wife anymore. She's mine. What? Wait a second. Now you're telling me you're the guy who's trying to get his hands on my woman? Once again, she's not your woman, Dan. I've heard all about you from Mary. She tells me that 5 years ago you suddenly got cold feet about becoming a father and ditched her while she was in labor. Then you spent the next 5 years traveling around the world, working odd jobs in various exotic countries. And now that you've realized the importance of love and family, you've come crawling back to her. That sounds like the plot for a crappy, straight-to-TV romance film. Hey, don't you talk to me like that! You don't know anything about me! And I'll thank you to not try and butt in between Mary and me! I think you're fundamentally mistaken about which of us is butting in. Do you have any idea how much Mary struggled after you abandoned her? Her parents had already passed away, so she was left with absolutely no one that could help her take care of Ashley. She gave up everything for Ashley, prioritizing her daughter's needs over her own every step of the way. I saw that love in her from the very moment she walked in for her first interview. It didn't take long for me to realize that I wanted nothing more in life than to be the man who she could fully rely on. And you did that well enough until now, but your services are no longer needed. Ashley is my daughter. She's got my blood running through her veins. The only thing connecting you to her is some paperwork. You're nothing to her. Mary said that you were terminally incapable of thinking about anyone's feelings but your own. And boy, was she right. I made the right choice taking you into a cafe rather than the office. Wait a minute! You only took me there to keep me away from Mary? That's exactly what I did. You simply couldn't be trusted. However, the next time you show up on my doorstep, the only place I'll be taking you is the local jailhouse. Now, this brings me to another question. How did you find out where my office was? It's entirely possible you broke the law to find us. Let's see. I think I already have a pretty strong case for a stalking lawsuit as things stand. If you hired a private detective to find her, that's definitely grounds for a restraining order. Wait! No, I wasn't stalking her. You're making that up. I was talking to an old friend a few days ago, okay? He said that he bumped into her in the area a while back. So I came down to a nearby park and waited, then sure enough, she showed up. Ah, so you were stalking her. Thanks for the confession. I should inform you that I was recording our entire conversation at the cafe. I fully intend to use it as evidence against you in court if I need to. But whether I do or not, all depends on you agreeing to stay the hell away from us. And since you're clearly not too bright, let me make myself perfectly clear. This is not a threat. This is an order. Do as I say or else. Got it? You think you're such odd stuff because you started your own stupid little business in this podunk town. Well, screw you! Don't worry, I'll never darken the doorstep of your precious little office. Don't play games with me, Dan. I'm ordering you to stay away from my wife. You can't order me around. Whatever, I'm blocking your number, asshole. Mary, I want you to take a taxi home today. I've already called for one. It's going to come at the back door. That good-for-nothing scumbag showed up in front of the office a while ago and was just pacing back and forth. I gave him a chance to speak his piece, and I felt like I was going to be sick the whole time.
Oh no, he came to the office? Oh my god! I'm so sorry you had to deal with that, Cole.
Mary, don't apologize. You're the victim here, okay? Dan is the one who's in the wrong. Also, I'm pretty sure that he's just after money. His clothes, his bad posture, the way he was looking over his shoulder, it all screamed that he was desperate for cash.
Money? What are you thinking? That he's got a bunch of debt that he wants me to pay for him?
I don't know, but I'll have him checked out. I got a bunch of good pictures of him, as well as a voice recording that we can use as evidence.
Thanks for that. I'll do some digging into him myself.
No, Mary, I don't want you involved with this any more than you already are. You just look after yourself and Ashley and leave Dan to me.
No, Cole, this is my problem. I can't leave you to deal with Dan alone. Will you at least let me help you? You've already done so much for me.
All right, but I don't want you contacting him without letting me know, all right? We'll take him down together. Yo, Mary, how are my two baby girls doing? You've had a few days to think. Have you cooled off a bit? I am dying to meet my daughter, Mary. When are you gonna give in and let me see her? And we also need to talk about our future together. I know we can make things work between us. I love you, and I know you still love me.
Is it me you love, or just my money?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? I never said anything about money. How could you think that about me?
I've been wondering something for all these years. Why? Why did you abandon us right before Ashley was born? I thought maybe you had another woman or something. But I knew that the more I dwelt on you and your betrayal, the more I'd get hurt. So I decided that I wouldn't go looking for you. I would just move on with my life and forget you.
Come on, you really think I'd betray you? You're the only woman for me!
You did betray me, Dan, and you betrayed a lot of other people too. I see that you've turned your little side business into quite the profitable venture. You even bought yourself a lovely little mansion overseas with all your earnings.
Mary, what are you talking about?
I remember you starting up some sort of side hustle way back when. At first, you said it was to earn money to put away for our daughter's college education. I was grateful for that and wanted to support you however I could. Even when you started being away from home on weekends, leaving me all alone late in my pregnancy, I stood by you. I thought you were trying to do the right thing, but you were orchestrating a pyramid scheme.
Whoa, what's gotten into you, Mary?
I checked you out, Dan. I started talking to your friends, and eventually, one of them fessed up. He said that you had sold him a massive set of goods, telling him that he could sell them at 3 times the price he paid for them.
Okay, back up. Yes, it's true that I picked up a sales job on the side, but those were genuine products. I fully stand behind their quality. If he had trouble selling them, then he should have been a better salesman.
Don't bother giving me excuses, Dan. He's not the only one of your victims I've talked to. I've got an entire binder full of sworn statements against you. I called your company, too. They said you had suddenly quit without even giving 2 weeks' notice. And now I know why. You went around the world to peddle your fraudulent products. Is that why you never contacted us? You didn't want anyone to catch on to your crimes?
I was raking in cash, Mary. It was like Scrooge McDuck swimming in a pool of money. Once I started selling that stuff, I realized that I was a really good salesman. I jumped straight to the top sales position in the entire company. I was making 10 times as much as I did at my old job. So when I heard that I could make even more money selling overseas, I just had to go. But that was right around the time you were about to give birth. I knew that once that kid was born, I'd have to spend my hard-earned money on her. That's not fair. I worked hard for that money. It's mine.
I don't believe you. Are you serious right now?
Of course I'm serious. That's how our society works, Mary. Money flows to those who deserve it most. And you think I'm a criminal? Give me a break! A fool and his money are soon parted, as they say. All I did was speed up the process a little. If I didn't take money from those idiots, they would have wasted it on something stupid for sure. In my hands, that money was put to way better use.
I can't help but notice you are using the past tense, Dan. You lost everything, didn't you? Yes, I know that too. You gambled away all of your money, and even a bunch of your company's money. So now you're on the run, hiding from some shady characters who are very, very angry at you. And you want me to shelter you from the reign of your own malfeasance. Do I have that right?
Look! It was a simple mistake! I tried to talk things out with them, but, well, they weren't in the mood for talking. I used the very last money that I had to come back home and find you. My parents are dead. My friends don't trust me anymore. I had no one. Except you, that is. I still had you. I'm sorry, Mary, for everything. I screwed up, but I want to make things right now. Let's give it one more shot, okay? And can you give me a quick answer? I've been in this cafe for a few hours without buying anything, and the girl behind the counter is starting to look at me funny.
You're in a cafe? I hope they have good insurance.
Insurance? Hey, hold on. A big group of guys just came in the front door. Mary, what's going on? They found me, but how? Did you do this?
My new husband did some digging into you too. Eventually, he ran across a couple of guys who were looking for you. Which makes sense. I'll bet a lot of the friends you conned would like to have a word with you. And well, it looks like word has somehow gotten around that you're back in town.
No! Why would you do that to me? These guys are bad news, Mary. Real bad news. And they're ticked at me. And I mean, okay, I have to admit they have a point. I did kind of take some of their money and gambled it all away. I can own up to that. But all I need to do is earn it all back. I'm a great salesman. I'll make back that money and more in no time if they just give me a chance.
Some people are stupid, Dan. Other people are evil. But I don't think I've ever met anyone who was as stupid and evil as you are. Stealing is bad. That much is obvious. But it's even worse to steal from the kind of people who run an international fraud ring.
Hey, do you think you could lend me a little bit of money?
A little bit? How much are we talking about?
I don't know, around, say, $500,000?
Dear God, you moron. You gambled away $500,000?
I was on an unbelievable hot streak. I was gonna become a billionaire. And then, well, I made a couple of bad bets. But don't worry, I promise you that I'll pay back every last cent. I'll never gamble again, honest. And I know that I put you through a lot while I was gone, but I'm gonna make that all up to you. I'm gonna be the best father you and Ashley could ever hope for. I'm gonna change diapers, wash dishes, do the laundry, clean the toilets. I'll pick Ashley up from school, take out the trash. I'll even sort out the recycling.
I think I actually might have underestimated how dumb you are. Do you really think that there's even a remote chance that I'll forgive you?
You mean you're not gonna help me out? But why not? Please, Mary, I don't have anyone else to turn to. I need you, Mary. I'm in big trouble, and you're the only one who can get me out of it.
Is that right? All right, I guess I can help you get out of that cafe alive.
Really? You'll do it?
Sure, why not? Where are you right now?
Oh my God, Mary, you're a real lifesaver! I'm at the cafe that's right across the street from the bus station!
Cool, thanks for letting me know. Hey, by the way, I never told you this, but my husband's dad, he works with the FBI.
His dad's a Fed?
His specialty is investigating international crime syndicates.
Oh no! Is that why your husband had a wire on him when we were talking in the cafe earlier today? But hey, I didn't commit any crimes. All I did was sell products. There's nothing illegal about that.
My husband's dad disagrees. He thinks you're guilty of a number of serious crimes. And on top of that, what you were doing overseas was just plain fraud.
What? I never defrauded anybody.
Well, unfortunately for you, your name is on a list of members of an international fraud ring. A number of reports were filed several years ago, and a larger investigation started from there. So don't worry, you'll get out of there alive. Yep, soon enough, you'll be safe and sound, in the backseat of a police car.
No way! The cops are coming for me? That's even worse! I'd rather deal with the guys I stole money from than the cops! Hey, come on, Mary, can't you give me a break? I'm telling you, I really love you! You can't do this to me! I'm your husband!
You were my husband, but you aren't anymore. You messaged me for the first time in 5 years. And why was that? Because you wanted me to save you from the trouble you got yourself into. I don't love you anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't even want to think about you anymore. Ashley has a father, and that father is Cole. She doesn't need you, and neither do I. When you abandoned us, it was to protect yourself and your own money. So you made your choice about which was more important to you, and now you can live with the consequences of that choice.
No way! I can hear a cop car's siren coming closer! I can hear the guys in the cafe all clearing out. They must see it coming! This can't be happening! I'm the world's greatest salesman! I'm destined for greatness, wealth, fame! But how am I supposed to get all that if I'm locked up in a prison cell?
That's your problem. You figure it out. I don't think I'll ever see you again, but just know that I'm cheering you on. I hope that you and your cellmate will be the 2 happiest people in the entire prison.
Hey, Mary, don't worry about dinner tonight. I'll whip something up for all of us.
Wow, really? Thank you so much, Cole. I'll head home just as soon as I get this last document translated.
Nah, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'd have to spend a king's ransom hiring 3 different people who speak the languages you do. Oh, hey, by the way, you know who was featured on the news today? It looks like the cops got all the information they could have wanted out of all the thugs they arrested at the cafe that day. They didn't just get the low-level guys in the organization, they got the kingpin himself. I guess Dan had about 20 different fake IDs on him when he was arrested. That's going to be a lot of time added to his sentence.
Wow, so I guess Dan really was a member of an international crime ring. Though, to be fair, he's so dumb that maybe he genuinely didn't realize what he got himself into.
I'm just glad that Ashley never has to find out about any of this.
Yeah, for sure. My lips are sealed. I'm taking the truth about Dan to the grave with me. When she gets older, I'll just tell her that Dan left us for another woman or something.
Yeah, that might be for the best. Man, though, It sure is crazy how much money can corrupt someone, huh? Before you know it, you're in so deep that you can't see the sunlight anymore. Then you get sucked all the way to the bottom where it's so dark you can't even see right from wrong anymore. But greed can get the best of anyone, so it's important to remember that some things are more important than money.
Yeah, like family. Thank you so much for being the best family I could ever ask for, Cole.
And thank you as well. Becoming Ashley's dad and your husband is the best thing that ever happened to me.
The news had an entire segment on how Dan managed to get back into the country. He was wanted in multiple countries, so he couldn't fly. He had to basically hitchhike across the entire Asian continent, then bought his way onto a freight ship that took him back to America. Isn't that nuts? It's like something out of a spy movie. The investigation into the fraud ring that Dan had joined was a roaring success. They managed to dismantle the entire organization and arrested every single one of its members. The members are being handed off to the countries that they committed crimes in one by one to face judgment. Something tells me that he's not going to be coming back to America again in the near future. Probably ever. It really is a scary world out there. No matter where you go, there are people willing to take advantage of people. I just hope my daughter can grow up without having to know about that ugly side of the world.